We'll talk about love again. As I many times have said, everything we do is interpretation. We are creatures of interpretation, as I many times have said. For the old ones, they already hear this, but I like to remind the people, But for the people who just drop by, it's maybe something new. Whenever we see something or hear something, we are doing interpretation, and in this activities lies a benefit or blessing, but also a curse, because we are also at the same time very lazy. I wanted to say before, when I was thinking about what to say to you today, that we interpret and we learn how to interpret and how to learn more about the things we like, always, and we are just not doing this when it's about the faith. We don't learn about the faith. Now, if I would ask you, who from you reads the Bible at home every day, the question will be difficult to answer, right? But I don't ask you. I know the situation. So, learn about the faith and to understand what we are really doing. I'm saying this because a word of what we have heard. Whoever loves somebody more than me, loves more. So, because we used to use word love for everything and everywhere and every time, we just lost the meaning of that word. So I also had in the church wants to remind us what love really means. So not to mix with emotion, as I many times have said, and psychologists of today also said that emotion and love doesn't have any, so they have common points, but just loosely connected. Maybe love can start with emotion, but it's continued as a need. And love really is need. Emotion is connected with desire. That's why we can change emotions toward somebody or something when we lose the need for that something or that someone, or something stronger came. But love is not emotion, so love is a basic need of humans, like drinking and eating. So what Jesus is saying actually when he said, whoever loves somebody more than me. It's a tricky part of the gospel, and many times people who don't research too much the Bible and the meaning of the Bible, because the Bible is a system, the message of God is a system. So if you don't know the system, you don't know the elements of that system. So many people thinking, wow, God is really harsh, He is jealous. He wants that we love Him, that we love only Him. And somebody says, oh, it's right thing to do because He is a Lord, He is strong, and He is God, so we should love Him more. But we are not able to do it. Actually, it's a completely different thing. So whoever loves more. In emotion, you can say more or less. If you have emotion for somebody, you have more emotion for somebody, less for somebody else. It's normal because it's based on your desire. You want something more and you want something less, But in a case of love, because it's basic needs, it's just like that you're saying, I need to eat for surviving. So do you need more or less to eat? You need to eat, right? Point. It's a level. You cannot You cannot have it more or less. No, it's a different kind of obesity, which I'm representing. But it is a different time. It's emotion toward food. So I'm trying to lose it, but my body says no. So you cannot say I have more love or less love. You have love. That's why when Jesus says, whoever loves somebody more than me is not worthy of me, he is saying actually, you don't have love, you have emotion. You actually don't love the one whom you love. You have an emotion, you have a desire. You have in a basic relationship your own will. And whoever has his own will doesn't have a will of God, because this is not the same thing. So, if I'm employing my own will, it means that I want somebody. Many times I'm saying, why people divorcing in all the time on earth? Why people is divorcing? Is divorcing because they stop to love each other, love as emotion. They find something stronger, better, and many times they're saying, oh, I give love, but I don't receive. So it's a trade, and trade is based on a emotion, on the desire. But love is not this one. Love is equal for everyone, because it's a basic need. So we have to learn to distinguish emotion from love. Because when we learn how to love, which God shows us, He doesn't care if we love Him or not, what we are doing or not doing. He's just simply love us. And He's trying to show how we have to learn how to love anybody. And He's doing this by examples. But those examples are not simple, because He also invites us to think and to interpret what He said. But interpretation is also a tricky thing. Interpretation many times is based on our own desires. But in the case of the Bible, it's based on the searching for truth. But many times, because we learn already for the standard sayings, standard things which we already had experience in our life, we're just using those short lines, shortcuts to make decisions and thinking about everything. So if we have heard the word love, and many times we have heard it throughout our lives, we are too lazy to think what love really means. And that's why we are applying this on the gospel and saying, yeah, God is jealous. Instead of thinking really what love means, and said, okay, so what Jesus is teaching us. If anybody loves mother and father more than me, he's not worthy of me. Why? Because he is selfish. He's promoting his own will. Remember this when you will go next time, God forbid, but on a funeral. And many times I'm saying, why we are crying on a funeral? In a simple sentence we got an answer. We lost somebody. We lost somebody. We're not crying for the dead one. We're crying for us because we lost somebody. Why our children, we are quarreling, fighting with our children? Because they don't apply on our idea how they have to be, right? How many children were destroyed because we want to apply our own will on them? We have, sure, emotion and love for the children, of course. But it's always in the root of this a little bit or huge part of our own desires and on our own will. So when Jesus said, whoever loves more. He's saying, in the root of this relationship is a selfish desire of yours. And that's why you don't worthy of me. I cannot be yours because you don't need me. And whoever, it's mother and father, those who generate you, who are most close to you. Whoever loves son and daughter more than me. Wow, harsh. Well, he's just simply saying, whoever loves everything or anything which comes from you, which is yours, and the children are yours, your possession. We have one stupid saying here in Serbia now, when mothers are angry on children, they're saying sometimes, when they don't pay attention what they're saying, I gave birth to you, I can kill you. Because you're my possession. So, Jesus says, whoever loves more those who are dear to you, you have emotion, you have a desire. Whoever loves more than me, your possession, is not worthy of me. And that's why is Jesus saying also this next thing, which whoever doesn't take his cross and follow me is not worthy of me. Taking a cross means take all what I'm asking from you. It's heavy. It's heavy burden because it's very difficult to abandon ourselves. Because many times we're thinking that if we abandon ourselves, we will abandon our life. And I says, yes, you will lost your earthly life, which is a life of desires, life of, trying to accomplish something which you're not capable to do. That's why we are sad, and that's why we are fighting, we want more. That's why this is the place from which all wars came, because we want something which is not ours. And we think that we can gain this because we're thinking that we are gods, and we don't take our crosses. We don't take what we are really. But the moment when we accept that harsh will of God, which is very easy because He is helping us to carry that cross, then life will turn to be a lot more easier for us. And we will be able to learn what real love is. And then we will learn also that it's easy to love everyone and everywhere as God is loving us, just because it is possible already, and we are liberated ourselves from the harsh master, slave master of our own will. So think about it, not accept just as it's said. Amen.